Okay, we're going live, and let me just set this up so everyone on Facebook can see. There we go. We'll get that live stream going over there. So I've got FSD 14.2 downloaded last night. Some different graphics on the vehicle. We're going to give the car some challenges. First one, we'll be getting out of this parking garage. There's an exit that way and an exit that way. That's the way it should choose to go, over there. Unlike a normal garage, this isn't hooked up to HomeLink. It's triggered by an RFID tag, and the car has to get close. Now, it's never been able to do that, and I don't think it will at this point either. So I'm going to get set up to trigger the door manually. But 14.1.4 liked to go straight ahead and then kind of meander around, and eventually it would figure out it wants to go to the left. If it sees another car go to the right, it will immediately go to the right and follow it out. So let's see what happens here. I think I still need to unplug the car too. That would probably help, right? Let me go unplug the car so that we're ready to go somewhere. Give me a sec. All right. So let's start challenge number 1, getting out of this particular parking garage. About the only thing I'm going to do is try and tell it to open the garage door so it sees it and does it. If we are successful, it will immediately pull out of this spot and go to the left. And immediately it is doing wrong. Parking garage. I wish they would have been to deep garages, and then that individual car, individual person who has a unique parking garage. Now we're going to try this way. Interesting. I can't pop this door manually. Yep, it doesn't have a clue. We'll see what happens. Yep, it doesn't have a clue. We'll see what happens. They're disappointed to these tests, but parking garages are something they still struggle with, and we're going to go from one parking garage right to another one that it has struggled with. See if immediately I can't see. Now it knows we're looking for a parking garage. I don't know why I came to this lane instead of that lane. It's a one-way road. Now it could enter this next parking garage right here. but it did not. There's another entrance around the other side, which is what it looks like it might be heading for. Nope, it completely failed. So it has completely failed that parking garage challenge. It did not find that one. What we're going to do is go around the block here. We'll pull into that parking garage and see if it can find its way out of that parking garage. So far, FSD 14.2, I'm not impressed. I'm even going to be nice and take it in the way it should want to go in. I don't know, maybe there's some trick to getting it to go in this parking garage. First couple levels of this are open parking, top parking, which is probably right about here. Let's tell the car to find a spot. We'll park it. A little crooked, not horrible. That's an acceptable parking. That was the normal parking, not the parking on full self-driving or self-driving. So now, let's find someplace interesting to go. About we go to the Pony Express Monument. And we do this by avoiding highways. And that gives it some good city driving. Challenge 1. Can it find its way out of the parking garage? And that would be a fail. That is not the way out of the parking garage. I am not impressed, FSD 14.2. Not so far. Let's see if this helps. We'll just get it here where it can see the sign. Although I don't think it reads those. I truly think all of these parking garages need to be mapped. This car learn how to read signs. It's probably going to try to take us out here, which would be wrong. Yep, another fail. Let's report that. Tried to go out the entrance. Now I'll re-engage it now that we've actually got it going towards the exit. Let's see if it does any better driving through the city. So far, not a great start. 2 parking garages, multiple failures. To be fair, parking garages are still really, really hard for FSD. I liked that. It went right on red. It did it nice and smooth before it would jitter over there. We did tell it to avoid the highway, so it's not going to jump on the highway, which means this was a great lane choice. This should be interesting. Where I want to go, 10 miles away, about 27 minutes to get there. Let's see what challenges we get presented with. I was really hoping one of the trains would come by. So we have the little city train called Tracks that runs down this road. You can't see it, but it goes right here. What do we think? Will the car do better at this point? Will it get us to the Pony Express National Monument? On the other side of the Salt Lake Valley. I do currently have it in chill mode. Pull up the map itself. This will be going right through the city to get to there. Good. It's decided to pass. So I've heard standard is a little more tame than it was on 14.4, 14.1.4. Moved it to standard, we'll see what it does. Previously on city streets, standard would go between 7 and 10 over. I'm hoping it just hangs with traffic and doesn't try to get me a ticket. So this is a 2025 Model 3 Premium rear-wheel drive, long range. It's a mouthful. You'll notice my lifetime watt hours per mile, about 215. I live in the city. I live in Utah. Lots of mountains. next week or so, I want to take a long drive. First really since I've had it. It's only got 6,300 miles on it. And check out the Tesla diner for myself. It's about 560, 570 miles away. That'll take us from here in Salt Lake down through Vegas and over to Hollywood area. Okay, so the speed limit's 45. We're doing 50. I can accept that. This is probably what I would do on my own. I really wouldn't want it to go much faster out here. That's a cop shop. The track, that's actually 2 police stations we've already passed in this little journey, which is why I don't need this thing speeding. It is currently 10:24 a.m. out here in Salt Lake. So most of the morning rush hour traffic is already gone. Here in Utah, like a lot of other places, once the day starts, the roads stay busy. Okay, 14.2, you are redeeming yourself. Much smoother when we're approaching lights. It seems to be more decisive in traffic. It's made lane changes that felt good. In the past, in 14.1.4, it would want to change lanes. It would put on the signal, and it would think about it for about half a day. Now I want ice cream. Oh, this is a good test. Here comes tracks. So we're going to get a little train coming across. Let's see what it can see. So it shows the crossing signals. It's traffic lights. That could be an improvement. It should show railroad signals as railroad signals. And you can't see it, but I hope, here it comes. It was at its little station. So this is our little commuter train. This is our tracks train here in Utah. It's like a subway for other cities, but it's all above ground and it thinks it's a double bus, apparently. That's another graphic that could still be improved. But you can see there's a lot of improvements to how it's displaying cars and vans and trucks. It seems crisper, seems to show them better. And I'm quite pleased with that. It's got this guy on the bike. Previous version would have freaked out with that car. Very well done, 14.2. I'm good with with the speed it's choosing here in standard, this works well. Smooth coming to a stop. How's it going to do with stop lines? In my opinion, it still gets too close. You can see the crosswalk, but you can't see the stop line. I think it's right on the stop line. I would prefer it to be back just a little further. See the mountains off in the distance. We're having what's called an inversion right now. With colder weather, yucky air gets trapped in the valley. That's new behavior. It's creeping up now. Trying to take ownership of the intersection a little bit. Might have pulled out a little bit further while waiting, but nothing wrong with what it did. Not catch the speed of this road. I'm going to move it over a little bit. We're on a 45-mile-an-hour road. It did not catch the sign. I'm just going to get us into that right lane. Just by touching the turn signal. Oh, there. Kind of hesitant on me. Come on, get over there. Nope. I've decided no. Now there's a car there, it won't go. There we go. It sees the school zone speed limit, it didn't see the street speed limit. Let's see if that presents a problem. There's a cool house. Catch the speed limit sign. There, it caught that one. claims that it looked at the road when it thought it was only 35. Decided it could go a little faster, but it wasn't going to go too much faster. Oh, this car got one other really fun update recently. That's a blast. Side. See? That's why I don't want to speed. At least not insanely. So if you come to Utah, stick close to the speed limits, please. Avoid meeting our local police. If you've never been out here, some of our highways have speed limits set at 80 miles an hour. Now, I know if you're in Texas, that's common, or if you're out here in the western states, that's no big deal. But if you're back on the East Coast, it's a whole different world. Good decision. Traffic. In the previous version, I would not have been able to do this in standard mode. I've tried to go way too fast. This seems much more natural. Under 3 miles to the Pony Express Memorial thingy. Don't know if we'll actually be able to get there. I forget if this is behind a gate or not. It's 10:30. It should be open. not sure how much it comes across on camera. That has a pretty steep coming up. And we're already climbing. Should watch the power go right up. A lot more energy to climb that. Pull the big map back up. Beautiful juniper. And for a little perspective, right over here is the University of Utah. There's Rice Eccles Stadium over there. Crosswalk with flashing lights. It's just going to follow everybody else. Oh, a little bit of a brake stab there. Not sure what was going to happen.